Welcome to Beyond the Velvet Rope, where ambition meets access. I'm your host, Nilos Jr., best-selling author, keynote speaker, and executive business growth coach. If you're a service-based entrepreneur, executive, or minority business owner who's ready to attract affluent clients, elevate your positioning, and turn your authority into affluence, you're in the right place. Each episode, we break down how affluent people think, decide, and buy. And we give you the strategies, stories, and systems that move you from general admission to VIP in your market. For links to my book, my website, and other resources mentioned in this episode, be sure to check the show notes. Now, let's step beyond the velvet rope. Ownership is the foundation of authority, affluence, and advancement. Most people want success. Most people want influence. Most people want wealth, opportunities, impact, and freedom. But very few want the responsibility that comes with all of it. Because success isn't built on talent. Success isn't built on luck. Success isn't even built on opportunity. Success is built on ownership. Consistent, intentional, unapologetic ownership. And when I say own it all, I'm not talking about possessions. I'm talking about perspective, accountability, identity, alignment, and the willingness to take full responsibility for every part of your life. Ownership is the principle that separates leaders from spectators, influencers from imitators, and the affluent from the average. Let's talk about what it really means to own it all. Ownership is about claiming responsibility for your actions, your decisions, your outcomes, your relationships, your energy, your growth, your results, your influence, your reputation, your path. It's the mindset that says, I may not control everything, but I control me. When you own it all, you stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop outsourcing your potential. You stop blaming your environment for outcomes your discipline controls. Owning it all is the most empowering decision you will ever make because it turns your life from something you react to into something you create. Let's look at why ownership is essential to affluence. Affluence requires responsibility at levels other people want to avoid because the higher you rise, the more your life becomes a reflection of your decisions, not your conditions. You can't lead at a high level without ownership. You can't build wealth without ownership. You can't grow a business without ownership. You can't elevate your brand without ownership. Affluent people understand this. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the price of freedom. I'll repeat that. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the price of freedom. When you own it all, you gain clarity, control, confidence, credibility, consistency. These qualities make you the kind of person that people follow, trust, and invest in. So let's look at the pillars of ownership. There are 5 areas of ownership that influence every outcome of your life. 1, own your identity. You must decide who you are becoming, and how you choose to operate. Identity determines behavior. Behavior determines results. If you don't own your identity, society will assign you one. 2, own your standards. Your standards determine your quality of life. They dictate your decisions, your habits, your boundaries, and your excellence. Affluent leaders don't rise to their goals. They rise to their standards. 3, own your productivity. You are responsible for your time, focus, and priority management. Your calendar reflects your values. Your habits reflect your future. Discipline reflects your destiny. 4th, own your emotions. You may not control how you feel, but you control how you respond. Emotional stability is attractive. Emotional responsibility is leadership. And emotional maturity is affluence. And then lastly, own your outcomes. Everything in your life is either what you allowed, what you tolerated, what you created, or what you ignored. When you own it all, you stop expecting results from behaviors. you haven't committed to. This is where transformation begins. Let's look at what ownership looks like for affluent leaders. Ownership isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's not performative. It looks like keeping promises to yourself, taking initiative, making decisions with clarity, embracing feedback, adapting quickly, being honest about your flaws, being courageous about your potential, taking responsibility for your reactions, healing instead of hiding, improving instead of explaining. Ownership is leadership in its purest form, and it always elevates your life. However, there's a cost of avoiding ownership. Avoiding ownership doesn't keep you safe, it keeps you small. People lose opportunities because they avoid responsibility. People lose money because they avoid accountability. People lose relationships because they avoid maturity. People lose momentum because they avoid discipline. People lose influence because they avoid honesty. When you don't own your life owns you. The moment you choose ownership, your entire world begins to shift. Your confidence increases, your capacity expands, your boundaries strengthen, your peace grows, your direction becomes clearer, your results become more consistent. Ownership is the doorway to the freedom that you are seeking. Many people never reach their potential because they refuse to take ownership in 3 critical areas. Number 1, they don't own their past. Instead of learning from it, they run from it or repeat it. Number 2, they don't own their decisions. They blame circumstances, people, timing, and conditions instead of simply adjusting. And number 3, they don't own their excuses. Excuses feel comfortable, but they always keep you mediocre. Affluent leaders remove excuses like weeds. Anything that competes with their identity gets eliminated. So let's look at how to build an ownership mindset. If you want to elevate your life, start here. Take full responsibility for your reality, not blame, responsibility. The ability to respond in power, wisdom, and maturity. Admit what's not working. Honesty is the foundation of ownership. Denial destroys progress. Decide who you intend to become. Ownership begins with clarity. Once you know who you're becoming, you will know what to own. Adjust quickly. Ownership means you don't repeat mistakes for months or years. You course correct immediately. Stop outsourcing your agency. Your future is not in anyone else's hands. Not your company, not your industry, not your relationships, not your past, not your circumstances. Your future is in your decisions. Ownership gives you that power. When you reach a certain level of success, people admire your achievements. But what they really respect is your character, your consistency, your maturity, your responsibility, your willingness to own it all. This is why ownership is a principle in the affluent Negroes, because without it, every other principle collapses. You cannot build wealth on a foundation of blame. You cannot build authority on a foundation of excuses. You cannot build influence on a foundation of inconsistency. And you cannot build affluence on a foundation of avoidance. Affluence is built on ownership. Ownership is built on maturity. Maturity is built on intentionality. This is how you step into the life you were meant to live. So if you're ready to own it all, your identity, your decisions, your emotions, your growth, and your future, you'll find powerful exercises inside the Affluent Negroes that will help you uncover blind spots and elevate your standards. And if you want to build the discipline, clarity, and accountability necessary to live at the highest level, schedule a strategy discovery session. Together, we will create the systems, mindset, and structure that affluent leaders use to build extraordinary lives. Ownership is not a burden. It is your breakthrough. You are one decision away from stepping into the version of yourself who is ready to lead, ready to build, and ready to claim everything that belongs to you. And when you own it all, you become unstoppable. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next, but I must remind you that I love you. God loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And until the next time I see you, or you see me, don't be average, be world renowned. Peace. Thank you for listening to Beyond the Velvet Rope. I appreciate you investing your time, your attention, and your energy into leveling up your life and business. If today's episode helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and make sure you follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. For more tools on how to help you attract elite clients and build a business that belongs on the other side of the velvet rope, check out the show notes. You'll find my book, my website, and additional resources to go even deeper on this journey. Remember, I love you, God loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And until the next time I see you, or you see me, don't be average, be world renowned. Peace.